Journée internationale des personnes d'ascendance africaine, 31 août. 13e mission, Droits de l'homme, confiée à l'Oide-Ioed par l'ONU. L'Oide-Ioed rejoint l'ONU dans son programme de lutte contre la pauvreté, le racisme, toute forme d'injustice et de discrimination, les crimes contre l'humanité, que sont le terrorisme, les enlèvements et les tortures. L'Oide-Ioed soutient et finance les actions pour les droits de l'homme, qui sont les droits inaliénables de tous les êtres humains, sans distinction de race, de sexe, de nationalité, d'origine ethnique, de langue, de religion. Les droits de l'homme incluent le droit à la vie et à la liberté. Tous les êtres humains naissent libres et égaux en dignité et en droit.
We're always trying to implement laws because we're thinking about the others who have passed away behind my brother.
Systemic racism is a set of racialized norms that have been embedded in our law, our policy, our practices. And what it's done is really licensed atrocity.
The status quo is untenable. Systemic racism needs a systemic response. We need a transformative approach that tackles the interconnected areas that drive racism and lead to repeated, wholly avoidable tragedies like the death of George Floyd.
When we're talking about transformative change, we're talking about disrupting a system that has defined our modern global economy, that has defined our modern transnational relationships.
We see it in alienation from ancestral lands and in general poverty and marginalization. We see it in racial profiling, including at international borders, just on the basis of skin color. We see it in anti-Black hate speech, police violence, and even the taunting of Black care.
I'm calling on all states to stop denying and start dismantling racism, to end impunity and build trust, to listen to the voices of people of African descent, and to confront past legacies and deliver redress.
So part of the reversing of a culture of denial needs to start with acknowledgement. It needs to start with a commitment to accountability. It needs to start with an understanding of the right to reparations, which is an internationally recognized human right.
States must show a stronger political will to accelerate action for racial justice, redress and equality through specific time-bound commitments to achieve results. This will involve reimagining policing and reforming the criminal justice system, which have consistently reduced discriminatory outcomes for people of African descent. Only approaches that tackle both the endemic shortcomings in law enforcement and address systemic racism and the legacies it is built on will do justice to the memory of George Floyd.
International Day for People of African Descent, the 31st of August. 13 Road Mission, Human Rights, entrusted to IOED by UN. IOED joins UN in its program to fight poverty, racism, all forms of injustice and discrimination, crimes against humanity such as terrorism, kidnappings, and torture. IOED supports and finances actions for human rights, which are the inalienable rights of all human beings, without distinction of race, sex, nationality, ethnic origin, language, or religion. Human rights include the right to life and liberty. All human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights.
Well, my name is Saladin Allah. I am an educator, author, as well as a descendant of Josiah Henson, who is an Underground Railroad forerunner. A lot of my family went through the Underground Railroad and crossed over into Canada in 1830. So my family was gone out of this country for over 100 years until some of us actually returned. As a Black man, I represent less than 2% of the teacher workforce in this entire country. People of African descent, those who set foot here in America, there's always been a movement of resistance. So the Underground Railroad evolved from that resistance movement. And It took generations to create that network, but the network itself didn't become visible or popularized until you get into the 1800s, where now you have common people that start to realize that there's some mode of transportation that people are using and that's below the perception of everyday people. So it became coined as an underground railroad. Niagara Falls, as a border city, represents one last river for you to cross along that journey from the south to the north when it comes to the Underground Railroad.